Tell me, do you watch my reactions? You will. It's Wonder Woman review time. Let's get it. Yeah. Alright, so I'm about to finally release my thoughts on Wonder Woman. My review. We're gonna do this Phenom style. We're gonna do a review in the front, spoilers in the back. So one thing I did love about this movie is how it started out. They started out with the picture that we all saw from Batman vs Superman, which was Princess Diana in a picture with about 3 or 4 different guys. It was like 4 guys, I believe. And they took the picture in the war that was setting off for the Wonder Woman solo movie, which I absolutely love the fact that they started the movie off like that. I got notes. You want a professional review where niggas ain't looking at shit? Go to another channel because I'll be looking at my notes, alright? Alright. The second thing I actually liked about this movie was how they portrayed her as not being so perfect. She did not understand her power. She didn't know much about herself. So pretty much through this whole movie, she's figuring out how to use her powers, what she can do, what she cannot do. And I love the way they portrayed that in this movie. It didn't set her out to be this old perfect superhero who's Wonder Woman, who's gonna save the day, who knows everything, who could beat anybody. No, that's not who this character is in this movie, because she's just now starting to learn about herself, learn about her powers and what she can do and what she can't do. The other thing I loved about this movie was the visual effects and just the scenery. This is a beautiful, beautiful movie to look at. The scene where they're having the war battle at the Massacre, the water is just so beautiful. The island is just so beautiful. The color scheme of this movie is just fucking beautiful. And I'm glad DC. I mean, I don't mind the darker tone movies. It doesn't bother me, but I also don't mind these type of movies as well, because the color scheme to this movie was really pretty. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And I enjoyed it just like everybody else has enjoyed it. Another thing I loved about this movie was the actors. Gal Gadot and Steve Trevor pulled it off, man. They were really a duel in this movie. They were a dual combo. They kind of like the Shaq and Kobe of NBA, the Paul Pierce and KG. But their chemistry in this movie was really good. Starting out, she didn't know what a man was. She saw a man for the first time. But their chemistry on the movie was just amazing. They didn't force any jokes. All the jokes came natural, and that's what I loved about this movie. They didn't force anything, and it just felt needed. It felt needed that this needed to be a good movie, not just for the critics, but for fans as well. I love the humor in this movie. It was absolutely funny as hell. They didn't force the jokes. It's also a very emotional movie. It's a roller coaster movie. You know, it has its ups moments, but then it also has its down moments, which I do like. Overall, Wonder Woman is a must-see in my opinion. I give Wonder Woman an A. I'd go see it again. Matter of fact, I probably will go see it again. After seeing Wonder Woman, it just pumps me up to see Justice League, because I really I have high expectations for Justice League after watching Wonder Woman. They killed this movie. It made $100 and some odd million in opening weekend, which was the biggest opening for a female director and female actress lead role player. And I think it's actually the biggest opening for a superhero movie in general. So it started out with good. Okay, and another thing on the review. It was an overall good movie, but I will say this. I think the villain, which everybody knows who's Ares, he was kind of underpowered in my opinion. I think the battle scene in the end should have been a little bit, maybe longer and a bit more action-packed. But other than that, I think I'm just nitpicking on that. But other than that, it was a good-ass movie. So now we're going to jump into spoilers. If you have not seen Wonder Woman, you better not watch this part, because we're going to talk about spoilers. Now, I will say this. I did not expect the old guy to be Ares. That fucking threw me off. I was like, oh, wow, he's Ares. You know, that whole time we were thinking, the guy from the German army was him when he was sniffing the powder from the or the poison, whatever that shit was. He was sniffing it. And he was getting all that power or whatever. I'm pretty sure most of us thought that was Ares. I thought that was Ares, but I did not expect that to be the old guy. The boat scene with Gal Gadot and Chris Pine was just absolutely funny when they started talking about pretty much sex, and they were talking about laying by each other, and he's like, well, where I'm from, you know, that's not polite, you know, just to lay with the lady like that without asking her a lot or something like that. And you know, it was just funny. They just had overall good jokes in the movie that I really loved. She's a badass in this movie. The fight scenes, oh my gosh, the fight scenes were amazing. The fight scene where she was in the building and she took out like 6, 7, 8 dudes. That scene reminded me of Batman v Superman when Batman was in the warehouse fighting them dudes. I swear, that was Wonder Woman's moment. Batman had his moment in the warehouse, and then in this movie, Wonder Woman had her moment in that house she broke into and fought like 6 or 7 dudes. And that reminded me of the Batman v Superman Batman warehouse scene, and it was absolutely amazing. And let's talk about the way she kicked that fucking tower on dude. They didn't even put the camera on him. She just kicked the tower on the sniper dude. They didn't even put the camera on him because we're like, yep, that motherfucker's dead. He's dead. There's no way he lived through that because she kicked the building on top of him. Another moment I really liked that stood out in the movie was when they were in the battlefield and they were crossing and they were by the no man's land, and Chris Pine's like, we can't go there. That's a no man's land. That was epic to me. Some people said it was a little cheesy, but I think that was epic in my opinion. Because Wonder Woman stood around, she was like, she didn't say, oh, well, I'm a woman, so I'm gonna do this. She didn't say anything like that. She just said, well, that's why I'm here. She said something along those bases, and then you just see her take her robe off, put her Wonder Woman bracelet or gauntlet on. Well, I don't know what the fuck the little head armor piece on she got from the lady who trained her. And she stood up on that ladder and just walked out. It was just that was her moment. That was her one moment to be Wonder Woman, and that was fucking epic. Also, at the beginning of the movie, I love the fact that when she was a kid, she wanted to train at a young age, but her mom did not want her to train. So, so the lead lady for the Amazonians started training her behind the mom's advice, and I just thought that was amazing because I think, yeah, she shouldn't know about like her powers at a young age, but she should be being trained. She should. And I think the mom held back because she knew that if once Diana got stronger and stronger, she was saying that Ares would find her, but eventually it would happen anyway. So the best idea would be to train her anyway so she can defend herself. Because if she's defenseless, she don't know how to defend herself, and he does find her, then I mean, it's gonna be game over regardless. So she should know how to defend herself. And I know, guys, I'm jumping all over the place. I'm going from the front of the movie to the back of the movie to the middle of the movie. I know this. I know. I'm just going off the top of my dome. I've already read all my notes. Let me see what other scenes in this movie stood out to me. But yeah, the fight scene between Ares and Wonder Woman, I did enjoy it. I thought it could have been a little bit longer, but overall it was good. Ares kind of reminded me of Magneto though, the way he was controlling all the damn metal plates and he wrapped Wonder Woman up on the ground. Another thing was Chris Pine's death. I was like, wow, I really didn't expect him to die. I mean, I knew he wouldn't be alive, obviously, since Batman v Superman, but I figured, you know, he would probably make it through this time zone, but that did not happen. He pretty much sacrificed himself to get rid of the gases so people didn't die. But it was badass, man. Once he died, it was like the love of Wonder Woman came out, and she was unstoppable. She fucked Ares up after that. I think that was a good moment for Wonder Woman as well. Also, she was tested because Ares put the poison lady in front of her and was telling her who killed the love of her life. And she picked that tank up for a minute, boy. She picked that tank up and she was going to throw it on him. But then she had all them flashbacks and memories and she's like, no. Then she whooped Aries' ass, and that was pretty much game over for that. But I did not expect Chris Pine to die that early on. That was a sad moment, but it was also a good moment. And before he died, he whispered in Diana's ear. He was saying that he loved her, and he has to go because he's pretty much going to be sacrificing himself, and he gave her watch. But she couldn't hear anything because something had blew up, so her ears was ringing. She's like, what? Whatever you got to do, I'll do it. Or this, I got it. And he just said I had to go. She didn't understand a word he was saying until later on in the movie. I believe her something came back to her, so she understood what he was saying. But then, that's gotta suck, you know. Somebody's about to die, but you don't understand what they're saying. They're saying I love you, but I'm pretty sure she knew something was up when he gave her the watch. But Chris Pine didn't have to die though. There was other guys willing to sacrifice themselves, but he took the role of doing that. I believe that helped Wonder Woman beat Ares though. So overall, go check Wonder Woman out. This is a good ass movie. Let's just do top four. What's your top four in that order? Because I'm not sure if there's 5 movies out. Unless I'm having a brain moment right now. So top four. My top 4 is Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, then Man of Steel, then Suicide Squad. So post your comments down below and let me know what your four in order. What's your 4 movies in order? I love to know, man. If you enjoyed my review / spoiler, make sure you hit that like, that share, and subscribe. If you did not, hit that like, that share, subscribe. Anyways, help brother out become part of the Phenom crew because we dropping videos daily. I'm going to catch y'all Phenoms in the next video. 100,000 subscribers. It's grind time. Let's get it.